about scrambled eggs and over easy eggs, the real simple way to make eggs for breakfast or whenever you feel like eating them. So today I'm going to show you another easy recipe you can do with your chicken eggs. And it's one of my favorites, probably a lot of people's favorite party food, and that's deviled eggs. So to make deviled eggs, it's real simple. You need a pot of water that you need to get boiling. So I'm going to turn my stovetop on. I've already got it filled up about 3/4 of the way full of water. And then you just need some eggs. You put them in the water, shell and all. And you want to think about how many eggs you want to make. You make deviled eggs, you actually cut a whole hard-boiled egg in half. So if I want a dozen devils, then I need to hard-boil at least 6 eggs. So I'm going to go ahead and put a couple more in here. I think I'm going to do 5 eggs today, so I get 10 deviled eggs. And you just set them in the water. Let the water heat up to a boil, and then I like to set my kitchen timer so that they cook for about 15 minutes in the boiling water. Everyone has their own preference, and you can make deviled eggs, hard-boiled eggs in an Instant Pot, which works really great and they peel really well. But since not everyone has an Instant Pot, I'm just showing you the old-fashioned stovetop way. So while my eggs are boiling, I thought I'd talk to you guys about the different kinds of deviled eggs you can make. I like the classic because, maybe I'm a little boring, but a classic deviled egg is when you take the yolks out of the eggs and you mix it with mayo and mustard, and then I like to top it with a little bit of smoked paprika. So that's really all you need for the classic. But there's all different kinds of deviled eggs out there. And my husband likes one with bacon and cayenne pepper. So if you want to spice it up a little bit, you're still going to use your mayo and your mustard to make your the creamy part for your deviled eggs. But like to throw that in there. There's a smoked variety where you can use add barbecue sauce and cilantro to your mix. So that gives it a little bit of a tang. I also like to have a garlic one sometimes, especially if I have extra garlic from the garden. So like Dijon mustard and minced garlic is really good with the mayo and the egg yolk mix. And some people do even fancier with avocado or a piece of salmon on top. So you're really getting fancy. There is actually a mayo-free way to make deviled eggs, and that is, I like to make this Caesar salad one, where you use Caesar dressing and Greek yogurt instead of mayonnaise. So, and you can even skip the Caesar dressing part and use like anchovies and Parmesan cheese. It's a little more work involved if you go that route, but maybe for some reason you can't have the vinegar in the salad dressing or the mayo, and so you want to use the Greek yogurt instead. So it's really not difficult at all. Once our eggs are done boiling here, we're going to drain the hot water out, and then I will let the eggs cool off. Once you get your eggs all peeled, you can cut them in half carefully and proceed to make your dressing or the creamy insides for the deviled eggs. Okay, so after your eggs have boiled, and you've drained the hot water, and you've let the eggs cool off, and you've cracked the shells and de-shelled the eggs, you've got your hard-boiled shellless eggs here. And of course, everyone who's ever peeled a hard-boiled egg knows that somehow it never works out quite right. So sometimes you have some really great ones, sometimes you have the not so good ones, but they're still edible, so we'll still use them. Then I have to get my mix ready, and so I got some mustard in there, and I've got my mayonnaise, a little salt and pepper, and you can measure but I like to just go ahead and guess, because why not? I can always add a little more mayo if it's not feeling creamy enough. But you're just going to take your egg and slice it carefully down the middle the long way, so that now you can see the yolk. And I'm just going to very gently pop the yolk out of there. Sometimes you need a spoon to help you, but you don't want to tear the white of your egg. You're trying to just get the yolk out. And it's okay if you leave a little bit behind, because it all gets eaten anyway. But there's one egg. So deviled eggs are delicious, but they can be time consuming, so give yourself plenty of time. Those ones came out nicely. I like to make deviled eggs a couple hours before a party, or even the day before, because then you can put them in the refrigerator and all the flavors of the insides can meld together, and it's really good tasting. But I'm just going to get that all my insides cut out and in the bowl. And of course, doesn't matter what color your eggs are on the outside. So brown shell, white shell, blue shell, speckled shell. There's still going to be white eggs on the inside with a yellow yolk if they're chicken. So that's all done. So now we just got to smash them up real good. Some people use, you could use a hand mixer or electric beater. If I was doing a larger batch of eggs, I would get the mixer out and really whip those insides up. Get it nice and creamy. But a big spoon works pretty good just to smash it up, and then less dishes. So again, this is just a classic simple way to make it. A little bit of mustard, a little bit of mayonnaise, usually more mayo than mustard. And then your egg yolks, all mixed up there. So once you got your filling made, all we really need to do is go ahead and fill the eggs back in. And you can get fancy and put it in like a Ziploc bag and cut the corner off so that you squeeze it out. You know, that's how the fancy restaurants do it. Use like, kind of like when you put frosting on a cake. But if you're just trying to make quick deviled eggs, I just use a spoon and go ahead and spoon that filling right in. And you want it to kind of overflow just a little bit. There's going to be more filling than there is egg space, but that's kind of like the fun of deviled eggs. Is a little bit of a peak on top here. You get a nice delicious bite when you, well, depending on how big your chicken eggs are, pop them in your mouth. And then I just like to take a little bit of smoked paprika, and it comes out kind of fast, so I like to shake it slowly. So some of them get Ooh, a little bit more than you want. Had a little spill there. That's okay. So there you have it. That's how you make deviled eggs. It's really not that hard, and they're a delicious party appetizer. Remember, they're still eggs, so you don't want to leave them sitting out like on the 4th of July in the heat. Make sure you refrigerate them. Serve them up right away. Again, I really like them to make them ahead of time. Keep them in the fridge as they get nice and cold and the filling thickens up a little bit and you have all the flavors blending real well. But let's go ahead and try one that we made here today. Let's see, this one looks doable. So there it is, nice yummy classic deviled egg. Yep. It's delicious. So, I hope you all are well and happy, and that you're having a great summer. And if you have chickens, they're happy too. And we'll see you next time. Bye.